What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another one. If you might have seen at the last end of the other one, say another one a lot. As you might have seen at the, at the end of the last vlog, I was talking about making a shelf for the camera to sit on to upload. And before I get uploading, I want to at least test one theory, which is that I need some sort of power cord so that I can run power from in the other room, because I found what I needed. They're right here. Essentially, I want to set the 3D printer up somewhere that the cats can't get to it, which would be even easier via power cord, but also I don't have power directly next to my desk except for one port, and that's powering my PC, and I'd rather not overload that because power flash can destroy PC parts, so on and so forth. Either way, long story short, I need to be able to put the printer somewhere, and I need to be able to power it with at least 110 volt, and my best bet would be running a cord from inside the bedroom, under the door, and into the living room where I'm at. The only other option I would have is going into the ceiling, where there's outlets for the shop lights in the ceiling. I'm gonna try this first because I have cords at my disposal to try it with, and it's lime green, so why not?
She's alive, my beautiful. Oh, how I've missed hearing your words of silence and excellence.
I fucking love 3D printers. I'm such a nerd for them, dude. This is my first 3D printer I ever got. I've owned 2 of them. This is the first one I ever got. I had it originally just wired straight to the PC, and I was going to print off of that, but it did something wonky, and it tried to take out this clip here. So I think something was bad in the print bed area, because it was also saying a wrong size. It was saying 235 by 235 by 250, and it was supposed to be 220 by 220 by 250. So hopefully that fixes it. I've got it printing off of the card now too, so it has the full G file, it knows everything it needs to do. And I leveled out the bed a little bit while it was doing the first print, so it should hypothetically be able to just set down and print away. I guess we'll see. Alrighty, it's starting to kick off that tail on its own. We're gonna help it a little bit by taking that off for it. Ooh, you can see the edge of the filament. This is just the outline, which tells me we got safe areas for our clips. Consistent bead all the way around. Holy cow, those are new wheels, and look at the wear on them already. I really do want to upgrade this thing eventually. Alright, I'll wait till it gets to the part where it started to mess up last time, and then I'll show you if it does anything. It's about here where it started to mess up, because here it went way overboard and like made the motor shake. No? She's looking pretty good. I'm watching for any stutters. Holy cow, I need to replace this belt soon. Look at that, I'm already wearing into it. Had this thing for a long time. Yeah, looks good. Alright, gonna let it print out, see how it goes. Update you while it goes, because it's got 5 hours. Update on the 3D shelf. Looks like the main platform's almost done. It's gonna start working on the ears next. Alrighty, I didn't show it coming off the tray, but bam. Just put a little bit of alien tape on the back area there, and I think it looks pretty good. Holds the camera just fine. Shouldn't really slouch much. And if need be, I'll just get some small screws. Alright, decided to put some screws in just for security's sake, but look at that, perfect size for the sunglasses too. Alright guys, so I just had a bit of a realization, So I started another print, and it's supposed to be a different shelf than that one. I'm accidentally printing the same shelf. I kid you. I was looking at it and I was like, why is it so why does it look one piece and not 2 like the other one's supposed to be? Because it's the wrong one. I thought maybe it was creating a fancy layer, and then I realized where the holes were, and I was like, oh, no, I just printed the same shelf I just printed. Good thing I wanted 2 of them. So, there's a plus. I think I might actually end up putting it like right here, right above the other one. Have my sunglasses up there. Have the camera and camera related stuff on the more bottom one. Just to keep it somewhat together. Yeah, that's kind of the thoughts going on. Not really much else happening. There's a damn cat on top of that shelf. I've been trying to get them off of there forever. But I guess the more you try to get a cat off something, the more they try to do it. Either way, that frustration aside. Watching a little bit of Best of Big Black Boykin from Robin Vig and Fantasy Factory and so on. Pretty cool memory lane. Alright, wrapping up the night. Got another print started. This is the actual double shelf one. So, hopefully it turns out well. I'm going to go to bed for a couple of hours because it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, see you when I wake up. Oh, I didn't lie. A few hours later. About 4.5 or something like that. I don't know. It was about 5 hours left on this print. That's how it's looking. Seems absolutely fine. No complaints. So, yeah, we'll just wait to see how it keeps going. So far, so good. It's over half, so should only be a couple hours left. Well, that was fun. Maybe I should have recorded that, but I just tried to screw this in the rest of the way from this morning, or from earlier, because I just put it up with the alien tape and like started the screws so that it wasn't loud. But yeah, when I was screwing this one in, it kind of separated a little bit. It's alright, like I said, I got alien tape on the back of it, so it can't really separate too much, and I don't think, it fucked up the rigidity a little bit, but it'll be fine. It'll still stay strong enough for what I need it to do, which is all this. Boom. Boom. It's essentially all it's gonna do. Unless it just becomes an extra shelf for those, because these don't seem to fit super well, but either way. Wow. Multi-purpose. Yeah. It's pretty cool. So I just came outside to check the mail and stuff. Heard some chainsaws in the background and made me look at the tree. Even though it's tar covered, it has soaked through and has been crying yet again. That is so cool. Sad but cool. You know? Alright. Practicing some more editing and got the shelf done. It's not exactly how I wanted it because it's got hidden screws and I only got like kind of shitty screws, but I mean, boom. You can't even really tell if it looks off angle or anything. It looks good, I think. And for when they take over, no one will know where my bottle caps are. Except for you. So don't ruin the hiding place, okay? Cool. I'm gonna get back to working on this. Alright, so the next thing I'm moving on to is some food, because editing makes you hungry, man. And I have had yet another like 4.5, 5 hour editing sesh fixing up a video. And now I'm upstairs. This is basically tuna salad. So I mixed one packet of spicy tuna with 2 packets of regular tuna just to get a nice contrast of flavor. And then you're gonna hate me for this, I'm mixing shredded cheese into it. There you go. I'm mixing shredded cheese into it to kind of fluff it up, give it a little bit more volume. you know, go a little further. So we like our meals to make sense around here. Now that that's nice and mixed together, looking all good. We got the cheese, the relish, mayo, and then the tuna. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to put a few more chips on this plate, cover it in some cheese, toss it in the microwave to melt some cheese over the chips. Make sure they all have a little bit. And the reason I'm doing that is because it solidifies the chances of getting more of the protein across the whole dish and everything having flavor than to try to cook just the protein with a little bit of cheese and try to make it come across to this whole plate of chips. Because keep in mind, this is probably about maybe a pound of tuna. So, gonna throw some cheese on this now, and then once this is done and that is done, that goes on top of this. I always coat the edges a little bit thicker just because they'll cook first, so they're more likely to run off of the chip than to stay on. So if you add a little bit more, even if it runs off a little bit, you still can have enough time to cook the middle and make that nice and melty as well. It may look like a metric ton of cheese, but I promise it's okay. You got a ton of protein, a little bit of cheese, it's not gonna kill you. Okay? Alright, and we will set this up in the microwave for now. Not going to start it quite yet. It'll only need a minute, really. Maybe a minute 30 at most. But let's go ahead and get this out of a bowl and into a pan. Grab the Lucky pan. I love this pan specifically for the non-stick on it. It is so you could literally throw a fistful of cheese and it would not stick. It's a granite stone pan, apparently. While that heats up, I'm just going to continue mixing this. Alright, now that we got our mixture into the pan, just gonna kind of spread it out. Oh, you hear that sizzle? That's the cheese on the chips. This will be done in a matter of seconds, so it's alright. We're just essentially heating it up so that it's not just cold and fishy, you know? If you wanted to add a little something extra to this, you could probably crunch up some chips into it, or some crackers, or whatever your crunchy delight be, just to give it a little more texture. I think it'll have plenty of texture once it's on top of the chips. That's just me. Alright, now that we got the chips out of there, add this. Alrighty, now we got it all leveled out. Looks good. Ready to eat. I put a little more cheese on top. Sue me. I figured out how to get both of them on there. Now the lower shelf is completely free for the camera when I'm not using it. Sunglasses up top. I was gonna use it potentially for that guy, but it doesn't fit exactly right, so I'd have to print another shelf, and then that means I'd have to figure out where another shelf goes that's not in the way of the monitors. Alright, y'all. Shelf debacle aside, I could not get this beautiful weather out of my head, and so I decided we needed to take a walk. Why else would you take a walk? Only to quench the most wondrous thirst of all. Mucho Mango, Arizona. I absolutely love those things. They make me think of summer every time I take a sip of one. And so I had to go up and get one. Because of course I ran out. I run out on a daily. I mean, Arizona, if you're listening, I'm open to an offer. But that aside, don't worry, there's no sped up stuff this time. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I don't know if you were, but I will take suggestions in the comments below. Either way, I will be cutting to all the good stuff, so sit back and enjoy this walk from my POV. This is what I meant by this was made with like mailbox parts and stuff. You can see the U.S. Postal Service thing on there, where the mini guns are. Yeah, it's made out of like old scrap. It's cool. Oh shit, it low-key looks like somebody tried to break into the dispo. Look at this shit. The cage is like offed up. Huh. College. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Staying busy?
Yeah, it's been okay. It's a nice day.
Heck yeah.
Weather's nice.
I know, I was looking at that 64, I was like, no way.
Right? I'll take it. Anything else for you then?
I was gonna check and see your chips really quick. Just these.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, and would you like a receipt?
Yeah, it can just go in the bag. Also, to ease your mind, this is just for me walking up into here. I record YouTube videos.
Thanks for stopping by.
Oh yeah, I love always coming up here. I shout you guys out all the time.
Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too. Alright, go over here real quick and stuff some of this in my backpack because I don't want to carry it. And the chips I'm not going to worry about because I don't want them crushed. We'll hook them here. Oh shit, that's heavier than it was. Oh, that's better. I can't strap the chest. It's too tight. Just because I'm too sexy. Man, it gets so quiet at night. Like as soon as it gets like a little bit sundown, everybody's gone. Don't mind me, I'm crossing the road. Whoa. How did I not see that thing until just now? I didn't notice that this whole time until just now. A giant metal structure. Someone knocked a cone over. Dum-dums. Whoa, they got like a little lift system to get up on the roof. It's like cool as hell. Oh, little wiener dog. Oh. Hi there. Are they friendly? Hey. How you doing? What's up, old dude? Have a good one. Bro, the Amazon dude hopped out. He seen the camera and he was like, what's good? I was like, what's good? I'm back. I am. Right on, guys. This is everything that I got. Got these for some snacking. This for some rehydrating and maybe some mixing. These because childhood. These were the first time I ever tried this was at a beach. At my local beach, but it was during like one of the hottest summers and this was the most refreshing drink I ever drank. So it is my top 10 and always reminds me of summer. And then DP because, you know, the legends only drink DP. Well, I was sitting here trying to figure out how I could make things better with the desk because I'm always trying to improve. I've currently got an F-22 Raptor model printing up on the printer, which is kind of cool. But this is kind of the idea that I did. Basically, I'll show you. Essentially, I'm from Michigan, and if you know anything about the flag, this is not that. This is a very bad Temu rendition that one of my dad's coworkers got. And I kind of had the idea of, you know, I don't have anything to really block that side so that the light doesn't pollute out into the living room a ton. And because I wake up early sometimes. I wanted it to not pollute the living room too much. Wanted it to be strong enough that it can bounce some of the light back naturally, as well as give me some more natural tones with the blue and the brown. And honestly, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it hits the lighting just right. You can still see everything behind me clearly. And I mean, you're not going to see the business end unless I do this move, which is where you'd see I cut the paper so it kind of diffuses more this way. And then also now bounces off the back of that. And yeah, still got my mini fan for cooling me off during the day in heavy gaming sessions. The bottom stays open for cats and PC cooling. You'll notice it doesn't really hang down much past because I have it kind of folded.
Alright, well, I just woke up and this is pissing me off. So, we're gonna change that. And that is much better. Got the beard all trimmed up, got my head all freshly shaved. Feeling good, feeling clean. Also, I don't remember exactly what the squat's called, but while I was over at the bathtub, I figured out that I can squat there, like flat-footed, and totally wash my beard, face, everything. New technique unlocked.
Well guys, feeling clean, feeling fresh. came outside because it looks so freaking beautiful. But I'm going to call it a morning. I hope you enjoyed watching me shave my head and feel fresh for the day, and I hope you come back for the next one. They're only going to get better. I promise. I'm trying to do my best to learn how to edit proper so that it's actually watchable and, you know, looks good for you. Because I don't want this to be boring, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one. And with the sun peacing out, I will too. Peace out. Love y'all.